Red Bull has provided some clarification regarding the speculation surrounding Max Verstappen's potential move to Mercedes, with Helmut Marko now taking the lead in media communications following Christian Horner's exit. There appears to be more transparency about the situation. Marko's statements have also strongly suggested that the rumoured encounter between Max Verstappen and Toto Wolff in Sardinia may indeed have substance to it. Whether any agreements were reached or detailed discussions took place remains a subject of speculation. Turning attention to the driver market dynamics, Franco Colapinto's position appears uncertain. Recent weeks have brought theories suggesting his tenure with Alpine could be in jeopardy, with some sources indicating that Silverstone might have marked his final appearance with the team. Former Formula One driver Riccardo Petrea has commented on the unpredictable nature of Flavio Briatore's decision-making, describing him as volatile and suggesting Colapinto's security within the team is questionable. The coming weeks promise to be crucial, particularly as speculation continues surrounding Valtteri Bottas and Cadillac, alongside developments at Alpine. Alpine presents an intriguing opportunity for the upcoming season, transitioning to Mercedes power units. There's a prevailing sentiment that Mercedes could emerge as the dominant force next year, though McLaren remains a strong contender. Both Williams and Alpine anticipate significant improvements in their competitive standings. Despite Alpine currently occupying last place in the championship, they hold 19 points more than any team that has previously finished last, highlighting their unusual position. The team expects substantial improvement, with Briatore committed to making strategic decisions to achieve this goal. However, meaningful progress has yet to materialize. Numerous drivers have been connected to Cadillac opportunities. Pato O'Ward, the IndyCar driver associated with McLaren who has shown promise in Indianapolis 500 attempts, dismissed speculation about his Cadillac involvement, comparing these rumors to the fictional connection between Fernando Alonso and Taylor Swift. Cadillac's leadership has acknowledged several candidates under consideration. The list includes Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, Yuki Tsunoda, Felipe Drugovich, Frederick Vesti, and Liam Lawson, who appears destined for a Red Bull opportunity. The organization has expressed interest in eventually securing an American driver, though Colton Herta doesn't currently align with their immediate plans. A driver from the Americas region, particularly Mexico, could serve their objectives well. Mick Schumacher has confirmed ongoing negotiations, describing the decision as challenging while acknowledging the push for an agreement. Jack Doohan has reportedly made contact, with recent rumors suggesting potential validity to his involvement. Cadillac's strategy appears focused on securing an experienced driver, whether that proves to be Perez, Bottas, or another veteran. The question then becomes whether to pair this experience with another seasoned driver or opt for emerging talent. While experience offers obvious benefits, developing raw talent makes particular sense if it involves an American driver, aligning with their long-term vision. However, current indications suggest this approach is unlikely, making prospects for drivers like Schumacher or Doohan more challenging. Aston Martin has reaffirmed their commitment to their current driver lineup. Andy Cowell, the former Mercedes high-performance powertrains division leader during their period of dominance, now serves as team principal at Aston Martin. He has confirmed that both Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll have contracts extending through 2026 and potentially beyond. Stroll operates under a continuous 1+1 arrangement that receives regular extensions, while Alonso's commitment through 2026 is established. The potential for change in this arrangement seems limited, with only Max Verstappen's market availability possibly altering the dynamics. Should Verstappen join Mercedes, or if Mercedes declines his services, Aston Martin might emerge as an alternative destination. However, this scenario appears unlikely given concerns about the Honda engine's performance capabilities for 2026. Many Honda personnel joined Red Bull powertrains, raising questions about Honda's ability to maintain their recent improvements from the latter part of the current regulation period, particularly after recovering from their problematic McLaren partnership. Only Verstappen's availability, or potentially George Russell becoming available through Verstappen joining Mercedes, could influence Aston Martin's thinking. Teams with Aston Martin's ambitions cannot be taken at face value regarding their public statements. Cowell has expressed confidence in their Honda engine integration for 2026, describing it as fitting seamlessly with their monocoque and transmission systems. Given Cowell's expertise in developing dominant powertrains, perhaps the Honda engine will prove impressive. However, earlier rumors suggested Honda was behind their development targets, with little recent information available about their progress. the engine's performance will prove critical, as nobody questions Aston Martin's potential threat level with Adrian Newey's involvement and the aerodynamic capabilities they might achieve. Success ultimately depends on engine performance. Cowell maintains an optimistic outlook, which reflects Formula One's tendency for certain teams to project confidence while others remain more reserved. Ferrari historically epitomizes this approach with their perpetual optimism about the following season. Aston Martin may be adopting a similar stance. Liam Lawson has made pointed comments about his treatment, showing confidence as his recent performances have shown improvement. When asked whether he deserved more time, Lawson stated he should have received 6 months in the RB20, emphasizing his need for time that wasn't provided. His assessment appears accurate, and perhaps he feels emboldened to speak openly now that Horner has departed. The decision-making process likely involved both Horner and Helmut Marko. Marko reportedly received feedback from mechanics and engineers suggesting Lawson was mentally compromised and unable to master the car, leading to the decision for his removal. Honda's pressure to install Yuki Tsunoda in the seat influenced this choice. This strategy hasn't produced significantly better results, and Lawson, observing Tsunoda's similar struggles, probably feels justified in criticizing Red Bull Racing's decision-making. Lawson's combative stance regarding Red Bull Racing's decision to demote him back to the Racing Bulls team, along with his assertion that 6 months would have been appropriate, presents an interesting dynamic. The decision to promote Lawson initially wasn't necessarily wrong, but perhaps maintaining Tsunoda from the season's start would have been more logical. Alternatively, keeping Lawson after his initial placement might have proven beneficial, especially considering Tsunoda's lack of preparation time compared to Lawson's early season advantages, including Bahrain testing access. Recent speculation has emerged about the 2026 car configurations and regulatory changes. While ground effect principles will continue, they will be significantly reduced compared to current applications. Q-Vista Designs has illustrated floor comparisons between 2020-2025 and 2026 specifications. Previous generation floors featured flat designs, though floors naturally generate downforce through their design regardless of Venturi tunnel integration. The clear distinction among these three configurations is the 2025 version with its prominent Venturi tunnels that generate primary floor downforce. The 2026 design eliminates these tunnels entirely, while 2026 floors show greater complexity than 2020 versions with numerous elements present. The Venturi tunnel system has been abandoned in favor of a largely flat floor approach. This change might allow the return of rake concepts that Red Bull previously favored. Another valuable comparison shows the depth and complexity of current tunnels and channels through which airflow passes in 2025, contrasting with both 2020 and 2026 designs. While 2020 and 2026 versions include various elements, they don't feed into Venturi channels like the current system. The diffuser sections also show substantial changes between these periods. These cars remain Formula One vehicles with aerodynamic components throughout, but the fundamental approach differs substantially from initial expectations. Rather than maintaining Venturi systems at reduced levels, the concept has been essentially eliminated, requiring floors to generate downforce through entirely different methods. Ferrari continues experiencing difficulties, particularly with understeer issues during qualifying that have persisted for years. This problem originated in 2022 when upgrades introduced at Silverstone in France led them down an unsuccessful development path from which they haven't recovered. This situation exemplifies Ferrari's pattern of starting strongly in 2022, then encountering various problems compounded by ineffective upgrades. Despite reportedly changing 99% of their car for this season, similar issues persist. Toto Wolff has advised patience with Fred Vasseur, suggesting he needs trust and time